Hi everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, the 20-minute PPC Work Week. We're excited to have you all here with us today. Before we get into today's presentation, just a couple of housekeeping logistics. Following today's presentation, you're going to receive an email with a recording of the webinar as well as with the slides from today. So feel free to share those along. Also, just a quick note that we will save time for Q&A at the end of the presentation, where our experts will have a chance to answer some of your questions. So definitely submit those along the way. They're here to help you, so don't be shy. And then for those of you who aren't as familiar with WordStream, we're a search marketing software provider. We have free and paid tools to help you easily grow your AdWords, Bing, and Facebook campaigns. So if you want to learn a little bit more about us or about PPC in general, you should definitely check out PPC University, and the link is right there on your screen. It's wordstream.com/learn. Okay, and then next up, we definitely encourage you to be social throughout the presentation today. You can hop on Twitter using the hashtag PPC20 and follow us at our handle @WordStream. So now it is my pleasure to introduce our two experts for today. We have Sean Cruz, who is an agency team lead here. He has over 9 years of experience in PPC, and he is a certified AdWords professional. And Sean is joined by Jeff Walsh, and he is a senior agency account executive. Jeff has over 4 years of PPC experience, and he is also a certified AdWords professional.
How's it going, everybody? Really excited to be on here with you, excited to show you what we have to offer here at WordStream.
Awesome. So what we'll be going over today throughout the webinar, just a couple things. How to manage more accounts in less time, how to get better results for all of your PPC clients, how to make PPC more profitable for your business, and also, like I mentioned, some time for Q&A. All right, so before we pass things off to our experts here, we just want to learn a little bit more about you guys who are on the call today. So we just have two quick questions for you. So our first question, do any of the following hold you back from your PPC goals? You can see those choices right there. So your first one, bandwidth. Second choice, results and efficiency. Your third, pitch process, expertise, or none of the above.
Sean, what do you think here?
Well, a lot of the people I talk to are struggling with efficiency, which leads to bandwidth issues. So one of those two, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat there, too. I was going to say bandwidth and being able to really expand things moving forward.
Okay. These are our results.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think what that shows is, we're talking to some seasoned people, and it's an inefficient process. So we're happy to kind of be talking about that here today.
Yep. Everything that we're going to speak about today throughout the webinar will really hit on those two key points there, bandwidth and efficiency. So I'm excited to show you what we have to offer.
And results kind of come along with that, I find, Jeff.
Yeah, for sure. Couldn't agree more.
Awesome. And then just one more question for you all. So what areas of your workflow cause the most headaches? Here's your choices here. You've got search query report management, ad copy optimization, bid management, keyword management and optimization, or reporting. So go ahead and select.
All right, Jeff, what do you think?
A lot of people I talk to really struggle with reporting. It's a very manual process for them, and kind of what they end up doing is exporting a whole bunch of data out to an Excel doc and shoot it over, which takes them time, and their clients don't really end up reading the report, so it's kind of a wasted process. That's what I see a lot of people dealing with.
Well, I was going to go off the reservation a little bit and say, like, as far as search query management, there's always more that you can do. And after looking at a lot of accounts, I see a lot of challenges there, but hey, that's not a concern for these folks today.
Well, bidding certainly is a concern for everybody as well, and totally understand where you guys are coming from there. And we've definitely got some solutions to be able to help you out, not only from the bandwidth and efficiency part, but really just all of the above that we talked to there on the workflow. So I think at this point, we kind of wanted to introduce one of our free tools that's on our website. It's called our AdWords Performance Grader. And essentially what the grader does is it gives you an entire audit of your PPC account in a matter of seconds, highlighting key core metrics, making it really easy to read and understand with an infographic style of reporting. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you, and we had actually put this in there, kind of struggle with like prospecting, or you get a prospect client and you spend hours and hours and hours going through their account and identifying ways that you can help them, and when you get into that meeting with them, being able to pitch them on your services, etc. Let us do that heavy lifting for you. The grader analyzes your account in a matter of seconds, like I was saying, and creates this really clean and easy to read report that you can use on those prospecting meetings. What's also great too is that when you become a paying customer of WordStream, the performance grader is white label, so you can even pass this work off as your own. So definitely check that out. It's a free tool. It's on our site. I think you'd be really impressed with how we can help there.
All right. So one thing real quick, I understand we're talking to a lot of experts today, but the one thing we just want to stress, I'm sure we all do conversion tracking, but if conversion tracking is an issue for anyone, and when I think about conversion tracking, yeah, we've got web forms, but if anyone out there isn't tracking phone calls coming from landing pages as conversions, we're really missing an opportunity to capture the value we're driving for clients and then report that to them. But also, Jeff and I talked to a lot of agencies about, weighing and structuring conversions properly. So that's something we help people with a lot. Just know if any of your clients have services that are worth a different sale value, we really want to be weighing our accounts to measure conversions based on the value of the sale it's driving. I know this is probably something that a lot of the advanced people on here do now, but if anyone's struggling, this is stuff we talk to clients about all the time. So just at the end of this, raise your hand and we're happy to kind of have a conversation there.
Okay. So now we can kind of get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation and the webinar that we're going to have today and introduce our flagship tool in our software. It's called the 20-minute workweek portion of the software. Essentially, at a really high level, what the 20-minute workweek does is it analyzes all of the data that takes place in every single one of your clients' AdWords accounts, and then based off of the data, creates a workflow for you to be able to cruise through with the idea that we want to save you guys a whole bunch of time so you're not leafing through thousands of lines of data in individual AdWords accounts on a weekly basis. But at the end of the day, we want to help get better results across the board for every single one of your clients. All the actions that we want you to take in the work week are designed exclusively around boosting your clients' click-through rates, which by definition will boost up their quality scores, get them better page position, lower their cost per click and cost per lead. At the end of the day, that's the name of the game, so we want to help you be more efficient to be able to accomplish all of those goals.
Yeah, I think just to kind of tack on there, if we could, Jeff, we took a look at the survey results, and bandwidth and results were the kind of the two main concerns for folks. That's what this is all about, and whether you use WordStream or not, it's all about, as an agency, how can I minimize the amount of time it takes to get really good results for my clients, to keep them happy, improve my bandwidth, so that the less time we can be doing the things we need to do is really what it's about. We've got a great tool, which we're going to walk through now to do it. If you've got other ways of going about it, great. We're going to dig into ours right now. So first thing we want to make sure everyone's doing every week is getting into that search query data and cutting out wasted spends, but also irrelevant impressions. All right. What we do is we just analyze all the data, and we're looking for opportunities to cut out anything that's wasteful. We bring those to you and suggest an action. You, knowing the software better than, or knowing the client, their goals better than any software could, then go ahead and accept or reject that change. The whole idea is very quickly, let's save some money and cut out some waste so we can then reinvest that into things that are working for our clients.
On the flip side of that, an area that we do want to focus on from the query report is going to be identifying like really good long tail keywords to bid on. Now, think about it this way, like how many of your clients that you guys run AdWords for are in really competitive verticals? I would say like a lot of them, because I talk to a lot of folks and most of their clients are in those highly competitive verticals like lawyers, doctors, dentists, things along those lines. The issue is that everybody in your client's geo area is going to be bidding on the same kind of keywords. So if it's a lawyer, they're going to be bidding on, like divorce attorney, something along those lines. So what our software does is it identifies the way that folks are actually going to be searching for your client's business that is much more specific to who your client is, what they do, and the goals that they're looking to accomplish. So we pick those off for you so that, again, you're not leafing through thousands of lines of data, and we'll make recommendations for you to go ahead and bid on those directly based off of looking at the click-through rate metrics and the metrics in these long tails that are actually yielding conversions for your clients. So we make it easy. You click your mouse a few times, you switch around the match, type in the bid maybe, and then you're done. We also allow a lot of like bulk editing and toggling between the campaigns and ad groups to make this process as seamless as possible. Again, the idea here is we want to alleviate that competition level that your clients are going up against, which by definition will lower their cost per click and cost per lead. Results are a huge issue for you guys, as you said at the beginning of the call, and this is a really good way to lower those core metrics for them.
All right, so I see, I just kind of want to piggyback on Michelle's chat there. Guys, Jeff and I are used to having conversations. You've probably realized by now, if you've been on any of our other webinars, we're not Larry Kim. We don't have all kinds of cool unicorn images and stories, and we don't talk about superheroes. So feel free to chime in with any questions about what we're talking about, and we can address them on the fly. But the next step that we want to make sure everybody's doing every week, and you can see the progression here. We want to eliminate waste. We want to redistribute savings towards things that are working. Once our keywords are better, we want to make sure our ads really speak directly to those better search queries and keywords that Jeff mentioned. So what we do is we just bring the poorest performing ads to you every single week, give you some suggestions around making it better, and show you the keywords that are driving the most impressions, because that's the kind of stuff that's really going to set your clients apart from everyone else who's showing up for the right searches is your ads. So we just want to quickly make sure that we are, working to improve our poorest ads and make them more relevant to the better keywords that we now have in our account every single week if we can.
All right, so 38% of you said that bid management was going to be the biggest headache that you guys have in your workflow. We've now segued over nicely to the portion of the software where we help out with bid management. I'm guessing the reason why this got such a high response rate on our questionnaire here is that in order to manage bids effectively, you legitimately need to go through every single keyword in your client's accounts and then multiply that across however many accounts you guys are managing individually. It seems like a pretty daunting and frankly an insurmountable task. So what we do in our tool is we have you create goals for your clients, whether it's going to be cost per click or cost per conversion or page position goals. And then based on those goals that you guys have put in, our tool will analyze the data and make recommendations for you to both scale up to meet those goals, but then also in a lot of instances scale down if we could save some money but be able to yield very similar results. So we just run that scan every single week. We bring these to the forefront. You can accept our suggestions. If you want, you can go manual and make your own bid adjustments here. We'll just provide you all of the data while we're making these type of suggestions. And again, they're going to be laser specific to who your client is and the goals that they have for paid search.
Yeah, just to kind of hop on here, Jeff, and I'd love to get your take on this. One thing that I think is challenging without any kind of assistance or automation when we're bidding is tracking those changes. Okay, we've made a change. How do we know whether it's working or not and when it's time to make another? And okay, I see, what this page position requires, but what should I change my bid to, and how is that gonna line up with my goals? I think those are two things that a lot of people struggle with, and that's really kind of the beauty of our bidding strategy in here. You'll notice that it's small incremental changes. We're gonna let the software do its work and let us know whether this is working or not, whether it's kind of steering the ship in the right direction. We don't have to track the changes because the 20-minute work week does. When we have enough data to understand whether it's working or not, we'll come back, suggest we either continue along that line of increasing or decreasing until we are seeing diminishing returns. All right, the next step, and this really aligns closely with the bidding tool, is just reviewing our most expensive keywords every week. And when I talk about expensive keywords, it's the things that aren't converting at all, or it's the things that are converting, but are converting at the highest possible cost. What we want you to do is just to take a look at those. If there's an opportunity to back off of them, change the match type, whatever it is, our bidding tool will then go ahead and start redistributing those cost savings towards the things that are converting for the lowest possible cost. These changes just add up week over week over week, and these small successes in the short run lead to big successes and lots of happy clients in the long run.
Yeah, and 24% of you said that keyword management and optimization was a pretty big headache for you guys. This is a great way to alleviate a lot of those headaches, managing all of these keywords and how to get better results for them. The last alert that we run every single week is we analyze your account and make sure that there aren't any duplicate keywords in the account. Now, what this alert doesn't flag is for folks who are going to be using a stack bidding approach, where you bid on the same keyword, but you'll just use different match types and then have your bids work in accordance with those different match types. What this does is it picks off different ad groups that have the same keyword and the same match type. Essentially what happens there is you just bid against yourself, so you're getting in a bidding war and driving up the cost for your client. So we just flag this every single week to make sure that there aren't any duplicates. Ideally this should only populate once, but we'll run the alert every single week for you just to spot check and make sure. The idea here is that, again, we want to lower the cost per click and get better performance for your clients. A lot of times this stuff can slip through the cracks, especially if you have a lot of clients and the clients have a lot of keywords. So we understand that, so that's why we've made this alert the way that it is here.
Yeah, then there's really no easy way to do it anywhere else.
Exactly.
All right. So reporting, we see that is a concern as well, and that's certainly something that I hear from agencies all the time. The processes, it takes a lot of time. The first week of the month goes strictly towards reporting. And what we want to do really is just to let our clients know that we're doing a good job. The money that we're spending for them is being spent well, and the money they're paying us to manage their costs for them or manage their spend for them is worth it. So we just want you guys to have a great, efficient way to toot your horn on a regular basis. We've got a monthly success report in our tool that's designed to, communicate the business value of your work to your clients. We want to make sure they understand the positive direction that things are going, and also how much work you're doing. We want them to get a sense of how much goes into it so they understand what their money's going to, and ultimately we just want them to be busy with all the great lead you're driving them. We've also got a dashboard to manage call tracking in our platform. So you can access call recordings, you can export them, send them to your clients, things of that nature. Whatever it is, and if you guys don't have something, if you don't have a great solution now, let us know and we'll kind of show you ours. But we just want it to be fast, professional, and impactful.
A couple of quick housekeeping things on the reporting too. It's all custom date range. So if your client needs weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly reporting, whatever it is, you can set that up no problem in the platform. It's also white labeled, so you put your logo, your client's logo, you title the report however you like. All the text boxes are completely editable, so you can put language in there. You and your client spoke about this at their last meeting, etc. And then you can also report down to the campaign level as well. So maybe if some of your clients need to look at specific campaigns versus others, you can easily do that in our software. We formulate these reports for you every single time you log in. So every time you log in, you've got a brand new report there that you can shoot off to your clients.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, super insightful stuff. And before we get to some of the questions that came in, we have some special offers for everybody who is on the webinar today. So I'll leave these up for you all, and you can choose whichever one fits best for you. We're offering, you can have a live demo of our WordStream Advisor platform, or a one-on-one AdWords assessment with one of our AdWords certified consultants, or maybe you're all set and you don't need any help with PPC. So go ahead and choose those.
Yeah, just to add a little clarity on this, guys, we've got a big team here that's just dedicated to helping agencies, the agency vertical specifically. So we understand that you guys offer this as a service, that the time you put into this matters. We want to make sure, and that you're offering a ton of other services probably as well. So we just want to make sure that you guys are being efficient, that you're not worried about things that you could be doing differently. Happy to connect for a conversation anytime with someone on our team and help you guys out, whether you are a great fit for our platform now or down the road. All right, I think we have some questions.
Yep. So one of the questions was asking if we do cross-platform or if we just work on AdWords. Really good question. So the software is cross-platform with AdWords and Bing. So you can manage both of your clients' AdWords and Bing accounts right from the same interface. We also allow bulk editing into both of the accounts. So in the example, let's say you identify a negative in your client's AdWords account, you can bulk edit that into their Bing account as well, so that you don't need to go into both accounts individually. We also have added a Facebook component as well, where we're helping folks out with Facebook. So we're not just limited to AdWords. We help out with Bing and Facebook as well.
All right. I will take another question. Guys, this is awesome. Keep them coming. We did get a question about pricing. Someone asked, is it per client? And it's not. It's solely based on the amount of spend. See, we understand, agencies are so different that an average client with an average spend is different for everybody. So we don't charge people based on the amount of clients. It's just based on the amount of spend. We block it off into different kind of tiers and levels of service and support. So, let us know. We can kind of give you a specific example once we have an understanding of what you're spending. But it doesn't have anything to do with the amount of clients or the amount of licenses or users.
One person was asking about retargeting. So the 20-minute work week is focused on search. And the reason that we do that is that search cost per clicks are typically quite a bit more expensive than remarketing cost per click. The other thing too is that search requires a lot more touch points than remarketing does. So that's why the 20-minute work week is focused strictly on search. That said, you can manage all of your display and remarketing campaigns in our software. It doesn't really have anything to do with the 20-minute work week. There's an entirely different section of our platform where you can do all of that management.
All right. This is great, guys. Keep them coming. I see another question pop up. Someone asked, do I need to take these changes and implement them directly in AdWords myself? That's bad on us. We definitely should have made that clear. Absolutely not. That would not be efficient at all. Any changes you make in our platform are automatically pushed to the AdWords interface and Bing as well, if you're managing Bing spend.
Another really good question about call tracking. So somebody wants to know if we manage clients who don't want their calls tracked. And completely understand where this person's coming from or where their client's coming from. Sometimes folks don't like to lose their local numbers. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the clients that we work with don't have their phone calls tracked, whether they're going to be on lead gen or, most e-commerce clients don't have call tracking either, which is totally fine. Our conversion goals that we can help out with and conversion tracking isn't limited exclusively to call tracking. We've got an entire team here that can help you out with certain form fills, or if people are taking certain actions on the site that you want to have tracked as a conversion in AdWords, we can help you with that as well. So really good question. It doesn't require that you track the calls with us. It's just an area that we can help you with.
Yeah, I think one thing that question says to me is that's a little bit more of a strategic question. It's kind of about how do I go about managing my client, which is why we have a team specifically designed to help you guys in your vertical, because there's a whole other level to this PPC game for you. So just know, like, that is a level of support that clients get as well. Like, we offer strategic guidance if it's something that you guys need, and what those folks do is it's just about increasing your expertise so you can get better at managing client accounts, managing clients, and then going out and talk to new clients as well. One question I saw pop up was regarding non-English language accounts. Our tool is based and designed for English language accounts. We've seen plenty of people, kind of do it for different languages, but, the language, the syntax is going to be off. We'll analyze the data, we'll make suggestions, but if the majority of your spend is non-English, we're probably not the best fit for you.
Somebody asked a question about Performance Manager. Really good question. So we have a service. It's an extra level of service. It's called our Premier Consulting service. And essentially what Premier Consulting is you can sit down and work with one of our PPC experts. Sean and I have been working in AdWords for a while. We understand how it works really well. I don't know if either of us would consider ourselves experts.
Not compared to those folks.
Yeah, we're kind of more on the software sales side of things. What these folks will do is they can sit down and they can work with you from an X's and O's standpoint on how you want to structure your clients' accounts. Probably the biggest issue I see with accounts that are struggling is that the structure is off. And I always use an analogy that an AdWords account is almost like building a house. Like if you have a bad foundation, it doesn't make sense to keep putting layer and layer on top of the house. It's eventually going to crumble. Same thing with a PPC account. If you get a bad structure, it doesn't make sense to keep throwing money at it and more keywords because it's just not going to be successful. So our team can sit down with you. They work on this, make sure that everything is structured appropriately. The way that it's set up is that it's an hour-long call with our team. In terms of pricing, and that's an hour-long call on a monthly basis, excuse me. In terms of pricing, it's on our website. If you go on to the pricing page and scroll down, it details everything that goes into our Premier Consulting service and what the costs are. We offer some discounts for folks who commit for longer terms, etc. So it details it all pretty clearly right there for you.
Awesome, great. Well, thank you both to Sean and Jeff for getting to those questions and for offering so much insight to everybody on the call today. So that just about wraps it up. Like I said at the start, you'll be getting an email with the recording of today's presentation along with the slides. Definitely check out our website. As Sean and Jeff were saying, there's lots of details on that. So look to that, and you have their contact info here if you want to reach out with any further questions. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, guys.